YouTube Nation, what is up? My name is Justin, one half of the Tailgate Talkers Podcast crew, coming at you with another video now. Going to be a little bit of a different video. We're going to do some film study this video. Now, I know that doesn't sound very fun to some of you casuals out there. Hear me out, hear me out. I'm only going to do like the first 3 plays of the Eagles-Lions game, just 3 plays. It's going to be a light introductory session. And hey, maybe you learned something. If you did learn something or you want to see more, this gives you the opportunity to tell us down in the comments like, hey, you know, I learned something, or I'm digging this. I want to see more of this type of content. Also, it's one thing to it's one thing to watch your team on, you know, Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays or whenever they play. It's another thing to just know your team on a deeper level. Okay. It's kind of like a relationship. You kind of got to just dive in, right? You kind of get to know the strategies of it, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, all that stuff. It's kind of cool. But if you just want to be a casual, that's fine too. Another reason why I'm doing this is when I bitch about how elementary the Eagles offense is, when on the podcast, when I'm with Dane, maybe you'll kind of have an inkling of what the hell I'm talking about and why this offense is so freaking easy to defend. All right. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do when watching film is to understand what personnel you are in. So the Eagles right here are what we call 11 personnel or 11 jumbo, or what I like to call 11T. What does that mean? So let's just break it down. The number 11, it's actually 2 numbers. It's 1-1. We got 1 running back right here behind Jalen Hurts. And we got 1 tight end. He's kind of like hiding over here next to the Fred Johnson over here, the extra offensive lineman, which we'll get into in a minute. So 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1-1, that's your 11. If there was 2 tight ends, we would call it 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. It's pretty simple when you look at it from those terms. Now, this is 11 jumbo, 11T. What is the jumbo? What does the T mean? Well, the Eagles are bringing in an extra offensive lineman. In this case, an extra tackle. That's your T. So let's count out the offensive lineman. We got center here and Cam Jurgens holding the ball there. We got the 2 offensive guards on each side of him, and then we got the 2 tackles on each side of them. And we already talked about this tight end at the end of the line. Right here between them, that big boy right there is an extra offensive lineman. So why is this pertinent? Well, the Eagles started running this formation a lot more the last few games to get their running game going. Now, I hate that they need to bring in an extra offensive lineman to get the running game going. Now, don't get me wrong. It's got its usages. It's got it that it's placed in play calling and everything like that. But the Eagles kind of rely on this more than I'd like. But all right, if it works, it works. Now, the Eagles' last game against the Packers, they ran out of this formation every single time. So the Lions right here, they're thinking run. They're thinking run all the way. Like, here's this jumbo package again. It's run. Now, the Eagles, I will give them credit for one thing in this video and one thing only. The Eagles actually pass. They are breaking a tendency. They're going to pass out of this formation. Not only that, they're going to play action, which is faking a handoff to your running back. Why do we want to do this? Well, we want to get these linebackers right here to bite on it. We want them moving this way. We want them to vacate that area and to go forward. Why do we want that? Well, we want that window where they're at and in behind them to be vacated so we can drop something in there. Kind of common sense, right? If only the Eagles had common sense. Here's why. A.J. Brown is going to run an out route. Just like that. Devontae Smith at the bottom of the screen is going to run, something the Eagles love running, a hitch route. Notice how the Eagles have nobody going in to that vacated area. This cornerback right here, he's not in a run fit. He does not care whether it's pass or run at this point. He is focused on his job being man-to-man, which the Lions run a lot of, to A.J. Brown. This cornerback down here is not in a run fit. He does not care if it's run or pass. He's not looking at that. He is man-to-man against Devontae Smith. So the only thing you're trying to do in play action is to get those linebackers to move up. But you're not throwing anything in the vacated area that they're going to leave open. So basically, you're just play actioning to play action. You're not doing anything about it. It baffles my mind. Now I'm going to let it run here, and you're going to see those linebackers, how they bite on it. Boom, look at them go up. Now they realize, like, oh crap. They get back. And yeah. And another thing, running a hitch route with someone who's in press coverage, that's not going to work. That cornerback is in your hip pocket the entire damn time. So why we're running a hitch route for press coverage anyway is beyond me. I don't understand that. Now here's the next play. So what you're going to get here is you're going to have A.J. Brown at the top of the screen. He's going to run a shallow dig. All right. And he kind of half-asses it at the end, if you watch. Devontae Smith, he's going to run an out route like that over top of A.J. Brown. By the way, the Eagles are in 12 personnel. You have one running back. You have two tight ends. These two tight ends down here at the bottom of the screen. And they're both going to run hitches. Just like that. Two hitches side by side each other. Okay. Let's exit and let's watch. Just like that. Now, do you see at the top of the screen, A.J. Brown, how he kind of half-asses his route at the end? I don't know. You won't be able to see it from this angle, but at the tail end, before the ball's thrown, he kind of just jogs it off. Bad look. And again, it's another drop pass. Both should have been caught, actually, but all right. So this will be the last play that we run. Eagles are in spread, so there's Jalen Hurts is in the gun all by himself. And we have A.J. Brown down here. Guess what route he's going to run? A hitch. And then you have this inside receiver kind of running a skinny post. You have this receiver running a skinny post. And you have this receiver running, guess what? A hitch route. So see how they're mirrored on both sides? The Eagles do that so much, probably way more than any other team is running mirror routes. The same route concept on one side as the other side. Every offense does do that. The Eagles just do it at a very high amount. But again, hitches again. Now, I will say these inner receivers that are running these skinny post routes. Now, when I say post, think of it like you're running and your job as a receiver is to hit your head on the goal post in the middle of the field. That's kind of like a post route. So these two receivers here might actually be routes to run the coverage off. They want to just take coverage with them to leave those hitch routes open. That's always a possibility. It's kind of hard for me to know this. Or they could be running as a route to actually try to get the ball themselves. Who knows? I think it's probably runoff routes, honestly, to get the hitches open. So if we go ahead and we play it, A.J. Brown at the bottom of the screen, he falls down, but he still catches the ball, and the Eagles luckily move the chains. So look at where Jalen Hurts threw the ball every time. Threw a hitch route to Devontae Smith. It was dropped. It was actually a good pass. Probably should have been caught, but it was dropped. Threw a hitch route to Dallas Goedert on the second play. Actually, probably should have been caught. It was dropped. And then threw a hitch route to A.J. Brown. Threw a hitch route. Threw a hitch route. Threw a hitch route. First three plays of the game. And the first play, they did a play action without even utilizing the effects of the play action. They're using mirrored routes. There's just no creativity in this offense. So when people say, Jalen Hurts is not throwing the ball, he's playing badly, or he's whatever, like, where do you want him to go? He's got the most generic, elementary, vanilla offense you can dream up. That's the stuff I look at after every week when I go back and I watch the All 22. This is the stuff I'm seeing. It's constant. And it just makes me actually throw up in my mouth every time. What is this? I love the Eagles defense. Vic Fangio, huge fan. He gets his guys to play with complicated concepts on defense, stuff like that. The Eagles offense is just basic. Let's hope it's enough, I guess. I don't know. My name's Justin. Thank you for watching. If you guys like this stuff, want to learn more and have more of this type of content, let me know in the comments below. I do it anyway, so why not do it on film? Why not do it on camera? So have yourselves a good day, and see you on the podcast.